Hey there, everybody. Godzilla here. I have another Godzilla figure review today, but today it's actually not really a Godzilla figure. It is a Gamera figure. Yes, this is Gamera. I'm still pretty sure it's from 2006. The Gamera the Brave, Gamera Jr. I'm not gonna say too much about Gamera as a character in this. This is just going to be a review because I don't know anything about Gamera. I've seen a few of the films though. I have the first Gamera movie. I have the Heisei trilogy on Blu-ray, and I've seen Versus Barugan. That's about it. So anyway, so this is the Bandai 6-inch one. I don't know what series this was in. I'll go ahead and show you the tag. Here's the tag. As you can see, there is Gamera of the same movie. And there's stuff I can't read. In the back there's a silhouette of Gamera, standard. Maybe that helps you determine what kind of figure this is. Just like the movie Monster Series reissue tags, this has a border around it. It's basically the same thing, just it's a green border, not a pink border. Again, you can probably identify it better if you know what the tag looks like. So on the inside there's another picture of Gamera. So, yep, there's a tag. On to the review. Most of my reviews lately on figures lately have really had a lot of detail in them, and you can see this one does. Right in this body area there's a ton of detail and paint job. I think it looks really good. Also in this review, I'm not going to talk much about movie accuracy considering I haven't seen the movie. Really the only reason I have this is so I could have a Gamera figure. Make him duel Godzilla. Because everyone wants to see it. Not that I'm going to actually do it, but anyway, so this is the only figure I have and the only figure I really want of Gamera. And I don't know much about movie accuracy. The only thing I have to compare it to right now is the tag, which isn't even a very good picture. So, anyway, so the detail here and paint job here is really good. You can see he has these little sections here on his body, and there's just a bunch of detail and paint. I'm going to hold that up for a minute so you can look at it. So, also, in his legs and arms, there is a bunch of, like brown paint scratches. I don't know if that's what you should call them, but it looks really good. See all the little brown streaks on there. And being a turtle, he's all wrinkly. It looks very good. So basically, just to summarize, the detail and paint job on his body is right on. Or at least what I can see compared to the tag. In the tag, he looks a lot brighter. His skin does. Here he looks dark. I think he looks better dark. Maybe it's just because he's in the sunlight, but I kind of like it better dark. So, if this is what he looks like in the entire movie, then it's not too movie accurate as far as shades. But then again, it's just a tag, so for you people who have seen the movie, you probably know how this compares to the movie. Let's flip around to the back. His shell also has a bunch of detail and paint job. A bunch of paint job. I don't know how I said that. It's overall pretty good. Each one of these little spike things has a bunch of detail on it, and they're all like have the little brown highlights. It's pretty good. Down here's his tail. It has more of those brown streak things, and it has these little, almost Godzilla-like spikes coming down the tail. Yeah. You see, they're kind of similar. And the head, it looks pretty good. I think I should have gotten a Gamera figure that was from the earlier series, like the Showa series, because I don't know, this one I think is just a little too round. Movie accuracy is fine. I just didn't really like the head altogether. Doesn't look very threatening. Yeah. So that's just personal opinion. His eyes look pretty nice. They're real bulgy, I guess. You have the little green irises. Iris. See what I did there? Anyway. And then there's, of course, his beady black pupil. So the head is pretty good. It's definitely movie accurate. I just didn't like the movie head either, so I just don't like this head either. So he has these little brown highlights on his nose and his forehead. It really does look pretty good. I'll go ahead and move on to articulation. He moves 360 in the tail. It's a little stiff though. His legs move 360. Again, it's really stiff. His arms move around 360. Before I just say it every time, I'm just gonna say it now. All the points of articulation on this figure are stiff. And it looks like there would be on the head, considering there's this little crease, seam thing going all the way around, but really it's just probably where they glued it on. I'm kind of happy that isn't articulated, because it'd be weird to turn his head and then all this stuff down here turn with it. They should have done it like Godzilla, where it's right up here, not all the way down here. But since it isn't articulated, I can't complain that much. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of articulation, 360. I really don't have much of a problem with this figure at all. I think it's really good. But if I had to be really picky, let's see, what is there to be picky about? His tail looks a little too unnatural. Like on the bottom here, they didn't continue the little brown things on there, and there's just a huge gap right there. I don't even want to know what that's supposed to be. Anyway. And also, when he stands up straight, like that, his tail doesn't touch the ground. So sometimes when he's just on your shelf, he'll lean back like that, rest on his tail, and then his feet don't sit flat. So really, he's very easily going to fall over. Or just, tilt backwards. That's a problem. If they could have made it, dip down a little more, he'd sit stable. But they didn't. So, to recap, detail and paint job all over is really good. Also, I forgot to show the inside of his mouth. That's also pretty detailed for the inside of a mouth. His teeth are all like this tannish color. Looks like some of the red-pink stuff in his mouth got onto the teeth. It doesn't look bad at all, though. I think it looks good. So, detail and paint job is really good. 5 points of 360 articulation. But then there's the tail that really just annoys me. So, you've heard me say this is the only Gamera figure I have, so I don't have really anything to compare it to. I don't know how big he was in the corresponding movie either. I did hear that Gamera was 60 to 80 meters in his franchise. That doesn't tell me anything about this specific one, though. So for all you Gamera nerds out there, you probably already know how tall Gamera was. So, I guess, size comparison, the closest I can get is, Godzilla Final Wars, because they were both, you know, late 2000s, or not late 2000s, but the later movies in their franchise, and both in the 2000s time period. So, Godzilla's taller. That's probably to scale. I think if you wanted to have these two fight, scaling would be good enough. I mean, Godzilla in Final Wars was 100 meters, and Gamera is at most 80 meters. But I still don't know if he was 80 meters in this movie. But even if Gamera was the exact same height as Godzilla, it'd still work. Because they never actually met on screen, so scaling doesn't make much of a difference. One thing I'm noticing here too, right in there, there's this little shiny thing. What is that? I just noticed that for the first time. Is that tape? No, it's not tape, it's just a little shiny patch. That's a little weird. I wish I knew what that was, but I don't. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Amazing detail and paint job. 5 points of articulation. The tail issue. Scaling, I can't really say anything about it. I just dropped Godzilla. Scaling, can't really say anything. So, I'm going to give him a 4.5 out of 5. Because he's just, you know, he's really good. There isn't much wrong with him. His standing problem is the only thing I found. So, yeah, this is going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching this review. I hope it helps you out. I would really appreciate some subscriptions, so please subscribe. I will subscribe to you back if you leave a comment and subscribe. And so, yep, thank you for watching.